I'm going to show you how to work braided ribbing stitch. As you can see here, I have a small swatch, and I'm going to begin with a right side row. The first thing I'm going to do is purl 2 stitches. That's 1, and that's 2. Now I'm going to jump right into the repeat. The first part of the repeat is to knit 1. So there we go. Now, what you want to do is use your right needle and insert it from back to front between the first and second stitch on your left hand needle. Swivel your right needle around in order to knit that second stitch, like so. And now go ahead and knit that first stitch. At this point, you can let both of those fall off your left needle. The last part of the repeat is to purl 2. Let's run through that one more time. So first, knit 1, then insert your right needle from back to front between the first and second stitch on your left hand needle. Swivel your needle around in order to knit that second stitch, then knit the first stitch, and let the first and second stitch fall from your left needle. Finish up with purl 2. That's the repeat for the right side row. Now I'm going to show you how to work the wrong side row of braided ribbing stitch. First thing I'm going to do is knit 2 stitches. That's 1 and 2. And now I'm going to jump into the repeat. First thing you do is purl 1. There we go. Now you're going to purl the second stitch, skipping over this first stitch. Just like that. Now go ahead and purl that first stitch. At this point, you can let both of those fall off the left needle. Finish up by knitting 2. Let's run through that one more time. First, purl 1, then purl the second stitch on your left needle, then purl the first stitch, and then let those fall off your left needle. Finish up by knitting 2. That's it. That's the repeat for braided ribbing stitch for the wrong side row. Now I'm going to show you how to bind off. The bind off for this stitch is worked across the wrong side row in pattern. I'll show you how. First, knit 2, bind 1 off. Next, purl 1, bind 1 off. Now, purl the second stitch on your left needle and bind 1 off. Purl the first stitch, let both of those gently fall off the left needle and bind 1 off, and then finish up the repeat by knitting 1 and binding 1 off, knitting 1 more and binding 1 off. So that's the repeat for the bind off. It's really similar to the repeat of the wrong side row. Let me show you one more time. Purl 1, bind off, purl the second stitch, bind off, purl the first stitch, let those 2 fall off of the left hand needle, bind off, knit 1, bind off, and knit 1, bind off. So now we've done 2 repeats of the bind off. Just continue that to the end of the row and you will have bound off braided ribbing stitch.